I need new opening bits. Please submit them to garbage@thedumpster.com. Thank you. Welcome back to So You're Interested In, the show where I break down an artist's discography in order to give you, the viewer, the best possible jumping off point in order to get into their catalog. On this installment, we're going to be looking at the exciting screamo outfit Foxtails. Originating in Monroe, Connecticut, this post-hardcore band has consistently been at the forefront of modern aggressive music. With devastating lyrics, shrill screams, and deafening instrumentals, Foxtails is not the type of band that you put on before you go to sleep. However, if you do manage to pass out listening to them, don't be surprised if you are awakened by a night terror induced by their music. Not only are they intense, but they are also cutting edge, pushing forward the very concept of the screamo genre. They go so far to even incorporate violins in their later projects, which of course sounds utterly unreal. So if any of this interests you at all, then allow me to introduce 2 albums and 3 individual tracks that will help start your journey into Foxtails. As with every video, we start with the albums. The first Foxtails album that I think you should be listening to is their 2017 LP, 3. Since this is your first initial glance into the discography, I must warn you that shit goes off the rails quick. I mean, we're talking East Palestine levels of off the rails. Too soon? Sorry. Anyway, on the track The Chicken from Outer Space, things are definitely loud, but they're also kinda grounded. More than anything, the main takeaway here is the immense anxiety that will overcome you with each listen. It might not shatter your eardrums, but The Chicken from Outer Space very well might break your brain. Another anxiety-inducing cut is Punishment Light. Less harsh than the previous track, Punishment Light falls more in the Slint school of post-hardcore rather than being flat-out insane. Sure, the yelps reach their decibel limits, but the instrumental itself is actually rather calm, allowing for Blue Luno Solage to belt this out at their heaviest. This LP eventually closes out with the song Every Window in Alcatraz Has a View of San Francisco. I saw someone once describe Foxtails' music as chamber screamo, and while I do think that is kind of weird, I have to admit it does work really well here. The lyrics on this track might be my favorite on the entire project, mainly due to how dark and fucked up they are. I mean, even just the singular line of "I'd slit my throat with a smile on my face if it meant I could get out" goes unbelievably hard. As a whole project, 3 never gets so loud that it's unbearable, which I think will help lure new fans into this outstanding outfit. Next up, you're going to have to listen to their 2022 effort, Fawn. If you thought 3 had intense moments, then you're in for a world of hate with Fawn, because this thing had me pulling out my hair on a first listen. The intensity is never ending, especially with the eerie violin that is a major focal point on this LP. The song Gazelle presents these ideas very well, featuring distinct emotional sections that range from power violins to like mid-aughts emo. Blue Luno Solage commands this song with such composure, as they act as sort of a conductor to the emotions that are going to be thrown directly at you. Another standout is the meticulously crafted track, Space Orphan. My god, does the violin and percussion sound amazingly crisp in the first minute of the song. But since this is Foxtails, of course things go batshit insane after a while. Once the rage can't be held back any longer, the floodgates are open to blown out bass notes, destroyed drums, and piercing yelps. One last song I'd like to touch on is La Belle Indifference. Certainly more bare bones than the previous track, this cut thrives in the emptiness of nothing. The serenity won't last forever, as they eventually transform this into a technically proficient display of math rock. If anything, La Belle Indifference will prove to you how cared for each and every track is before it's released by the band. Think of it as quality insurance, because if they're able to make a song this well, then they are bound to be able to do it again. In my humblest of opinions, I think Fawn is Foxtails' best project to date, so do yourself a favor and give it a proper spin. That'll wrap up the album, so let's talk about some tracks. The first Foxtails track to listen to is I Experienced Ego Death on a Scram Cave Thread, the closing track to their 2019 LP, Querida Hia. Jesus Christ, this is a dark song. The lyrics are absolutely terrifying, with Solaza's vocals all over the fucking place. As we've established, their music evokes more anxiety than most other bands, but I Experienced Ego Death on a Scram Cave Thread is utterly terrifying. They still have some better written and more complex tracks, but I'll be damned if this song isn't worth listening listen to just from the shock factor alone. If this isn't really your thing, then maybe the next cut will be. And next up we have Cucaracho from their 2019 split with Algae Bloom. Listen, I know that all of their music is emotionally charged in one way or another, but this track in particular feels like they had something gnawing inside of them that they had to let loose. It's a little more jangly than their other tracks, relying on vocal punches as opposed to instrumental ones. Also, the lyrics deliver their own special brand of violence with cutting lines like, "You're a coward and a joke, I will live to watch you choke." As much as I wish this was on one of their LPs, it's also really nice to hear a standalone Foxtails song. Hopefully you'll feel the same way. Last but certainly not least, I would like you to listen to the live version of Paper Tiger from the band's 2022 Audiotree live session. Paper Tiger is one of the best songs on Fawn, so you're already in for a treat. And then add on top that this is a live recording, damn, you were one lucky duck. The rough edges surrounding the recording only add to the intensity. It also displays the incredible talent that Foxtails possess in order to create such a magnificent track. It's just amazing that a band playing this chaos in a live setting can still sound so fucking good. Just go listen to the Audiotree live recording of Paper Tiger before I tie you up and force you to hear it. And that will conclude my video on Foxtails. Links to all of the albums and tracks discussed here will be located in the video description box below. Scroll down even further to the comment section where you can let me know if you liked any of the picks that I had in this video. You can also leave a comment with any artist that you would like to see featured on this show. Just know that I do have a bit of a backlog built up at this point, so if you don't see your suggestion immediately, don't be discouraged. I'm probably working on it. Be sure to subscribe for more videos just like this twice a week. That's right, every Monday and Thursday. I also do a show called Stacks of Wax that comes out roughly every month where I show off my record collection A through Z and really just flex some of the cool vinyl that I own. And yeah, that'll do it. Just make sure to go out and support your local record store if you're able to, along with the local artists in your area. And, well, until I see you next time, happy listening.